We are going on an adventure to Sandpoint, Idaho. We'll be flying out of Sacramento Airport and landing in Spokane in Washington. So come on along with us as we explore Sandpoint, Idaho and take a day trip up into Canada. We were at the airport gate and watched our plane come in. I'm always amazed at this choreography, and pretty soon we were getting on board.
Good morning, folks. You're traveling aboard a 737 700 series over to Spokane. To follow without their seatbelts at the flat and into the buckle to a fasten. Lift up in the buckle, and it will release. Seatbelt should be worn tight on all across your hips. Flight attendants are going to pass through the cabin. They're going to do a safety check. Okay, folks, sit back, relax. You're your 1 hour, 20-minute flight over to Spokane. Folks, double check your seatbelts. We've been cleared for departure during the flight.
The last time we'd been in Sandpoint, it was the week that included the first day of summer. So we were very eager to get back up there and see what it was like in those warmer days of late summer. We had read the reports and knew about the wildfires that had been around Washington and Canada and Montana, the surrounding areas, and we had seen air quality reports of the poor air quality in Sandpoint, but we really had no idea what we were about to fly into. As we flew north out of Sacramento, the skies became increasingly filled with these beautiful puffy white clouds. But that would change as we neared Spokane, Washington. A few hundred miles out of Spokane, those big, beautiful clouds turned into this thick, brownish smog as far as the eye could see. The smell of smoke just snuck into the cabin. It's that kind of smell that just burns your eyes and sticks in the back of your throat. I half expected the sky to turn some crazy shade of orange, and when we landed, Rick Deckard and some glitchy Elvis would be there at the gate waiting for us. But of course, none of those things happened, and we proceeded to descend through the smoke and land in Spokane.
On behalf of this entire flight crew at Southwest Airlines, welcome to Spokane. Please stay seated with your seatbelts fastened, all your carry-on luggage stowed. Until we get to the gate, the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Please use caution when opening the overhead bins. Got a few plates there moved around during the flight. If you have a connecting flight to plane, check the TV monitors for your flight feed information. It's been a pleasure spending part of our day with you. We know you have many choices when you fly. We thank you for choosing us here at Southwest Airlines at Spokane's your final destination. Have a great rest of your day. Come back and see us soon.
We arrived in Sandpoint, Idaho, under some smoky skies. We expected to spend our vacation in that warm summer weather, big blue skies, lots of sunshine, but instead, we got this. And yeah, it was as bad as it looked. But you know what? We didn't let all that smoke stop us. That night, we went downtown, walked around a few shops, had some great food, and the next day we went back to the town to go explore. But first, we had to wait for the train. And we waited. Yeah, and we waited. You gotta like trains in Sandpoint. We eventually made it downtown, and we explored the art galleries and the little shops, and took in the sights of the city. We kind of avoided those bars, for certain reasons. We went to see the solar roadways prototype. It's an idea to use solar panels for streets and walkways. And of course, we had to take a stroll down Sandpoint's art alley. We made our way down to City Beach. We got to hang out with the locals. And of course, we got to watch the trains. We made some time to take a walk in the woods. It was pretty dry this late in the summer. But we took some photos of the wildlife, and I did manage to get the drone up in the air. But honestly, there was always that smell of smoke, and it just made it really hard to enjoy those great outdoors. We had been here a few days, and it just was not getting any better. The air quality in Sandpoint was the worst in the nation. But up north, it was starting to clear. We really needed to find a solution. And then the answer came to us. Canada. As it turns out, the town of Creston, Canada is only about an hour-and-a-half drive, and in no time at all, we had driven out of the smoke and we were back into clean air and blue skies. It was a beautiful drive. Along the way, we stopped off at Bonner's Ferry. And we drove through the town on a Sunday morning. And then we were back on the road, heading north to the Canadian border. As we headed north up Highway 95, the road revealed this wide open, beautiful U-shaped valley. I had to stop and get the drone up in the air just so I could get a better perspective. We were about 3 or 4 miles from the Canadian border. It was really something to see. In no time at all, we were at the US-Canadian border. I really wanted to film the border crossing, but I did not want to end up in Canadian jail. And it's a good thing I didn't try, because the border agent was kind of scary. But we made it through okay, and we drove into Canada. We drove along the International Selkirk Loop, and when they say scenic byways, they really mean that it's a scenic byway. It was amazing.
So our adventure takes us to Creston in Canada. So we came all the way up to Canada because we want to go to the Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Everything's in Canadian dollars. Hopefully our credit cards will work. We're going in there. Yum stuff. Let's go. Yeah, so it's mostly like breakfast and kind of a little bit of a lunch.
We made our way downtown without any more trouble. Found ourselves a real restaurant.
We're gonna go eat in there. Jimmy's Pub and Grill.
We had some honey garlic ribs and some poutine. And then we headed over to 7-Eleven to buy some bags of ketchup flavored potato chips. But the price of gas up there. After lunch, we went out in the countryside and explored the area and found some nice places to hike.
Whoa, God. Yeah, I don't know, like heights that much. Look down there.
And I finally found a good place to launch the drone, safely and legally as far as I could tell. The DJI app was giving me fits. I couldn't clear the little window that kept warning me that I was flying in another country, as if I didn't know. So I flew around for a few minutes, but I couldn't see what I was filming with that window in the way, and I eventually landed. But I did double my footprint. We were at the end of the day, so it was time to go home. But back in Sandpoint, we waited for not one, but 2 trains. It was awesome. The next day, the skies cleared, and our vacation became exactly what we had wanted.
It's nice, finally. Yay.
The lesson here, things are never perfect. And a lot of times things just don't go your way. You just have to be optimistic and make the best of it. If you're with the people that you love, or in a place that you love, then it's all good. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.